Hello everyone, GalacticStorm here. Welcome to the show, and today we're going to be doing our first Xbox One tank review, and we're going to be reviewing the tank that you'll get pre-ordered with when you download the game, the T1E6-X1. This tank is an experimental vehicle of the T1 Cunningham, and was influenced by the British Vickers E, which is the Tier 2 Chinese tank that you'll get. The first tank was made in 1931, but this tank, it was preferred to the Tier 2 tank, the T2, and yeah. But the T1E6X and the T1E6X1, they're literally the same tank. I don't understand why Wargaming would give you the same tank at the same time, but oh well. Alright, let's go for the stats here. 250 hit points, engine powered 244 horsepower, speed 48 kilometers per hour, traverse 48 degrees, which is good. Hull armor in this thing is garbage, 25 13 13. Turret is 25 all around. The shell damage is 12 12. This thing's an autoloader. Penetration, this is 33 53, not really good. Rate of fire 98.25, which is fast. Turret traverse 41 degrees, which is not that bad. View range 260, horrible, and signal range 325. So yeah, there's some obvious small cons on here on this already. Horrible penetration, and yeah, it's just well, and the accuracy on this thing's horrible too. But you can see the gun on this thing, it's not bad. It's just penetration, accuracy, this thing can do well, but this thing can do really good at close range depending on where you're at in cover and all, because this thing will not take any hits. But yeah, and I'm trying to compare the two tanks here, and I still don't understand why they would do that, just give you the same tank at the same time. But then again, it was only for like the 1-year anniversary for it. So pros and cons on this thing. Despite with the T1E6X, this thing has a good camouflage. Well, actually it has a camouflage onto it, and it's good in bushes and that for cover. Good top speed, acceleration, turning. You have free AP ammo, which is cool. It has a large burst damage, and it has a short reload for an autoloader. Cons on this thing even this out. It has horrible penetration. It's literally the same tank as the T1E6X, like I said. It has thin armor and has the view range on this thing, like I said, it's pretty bad. But you can get a lot of good gameplay out of this. I've had some really good games onto this where I killed a lot of people and I had very few deaths on this thing. So, without further ado, let's kick some ass in this nice little tank. So for our first gameplay, we are going to be on Ensk. And it's going to be a scary ride, because in this gameplay I should have been dead more than once. I think I should have been dead maybe twice, maybe 3 times at least. But somehow I lived throughout the whole scenario. Spoiler. But this is pretty well, the T1E6X1, like I said before, it's pretty much the T1E6X, but it's just with a different camo in that. So you literally got 2 T1E6X's for some odd reason, but who's complaining? You could do whatever you want with the other one, but who knows. So this is going to be a Tier 2 match because of its peripheral matchmaking. It can only see Tier 3 matches instead of Tier 4, so there's a big pro onto with premiums. Sometimes premium tanks won't have peripheral matchmaking at times. So yeah. So, and you can see it's in like a few days within, like after the game came out. So there's only like a few T1E6X's, and I'm guessing I'm going to be misspelling, or I'm going to be doing it wrong as always. So I'm going to be heading to this part of the map, and this is where it starts to go a little bit haywire. I blind fire on the T1E6X1 right there, and I try to move up a little bit further down here, but I changed my mind and I decided to go more to the right, where the rest of the other tanks are. And you can see there's a whole bunch of them. And there's another T1E6X, but he's going the same way as I am. And oh, gonna be like a slaughterfest right here. My first error was going after this T18. Yeah, I'm doing damage onto it, and I'm trying to go after the sides of it, which are the biggest weakness on the tank. But somehow, it doesn't. I only took in like a few shots, and all of a sudden it bounced. So I'm in a bit of a shitfest right there. Killed it real quickly. And then the VAE type B comes in and it's like, oh hello, I'm gonna kill you. And I take a lot of damage onto this. One more shot and I would have been dead. And the VAE took its last shot in and I killed it instead. And I was lucky the second time. I escaped death twice. Yay. And now with only a mere 26 points left, yeah, it's gonna be scary. And I have my tracks damaged, so one shot in and I'll be using them again. But who knows. So I decided to go a little bit further down into the enemy base and try to do what I can from here. And yeah. Well, there's the Cruiser 1 right there. I tried taking a few shots in. Good, nice amount of damage. You can do about 150 points worth of damage onto it, or around the same amount of health that a tier 2 would have, and a full magazine could easily destroy a tank with this cannon and that. But the penetration, it's not really the best, so that's why it's preferred onto tier 3. And yeah, there we go. So we've seen the enemy base. Well, we've seen people go into the enemy base. There's another T1E6-X1, and I screwed up the name, but this time I'm running away from him now. He's wanting my dick, and I'm trying to do the best I can, try to evade him in that. So I'm like, holy shit. And then for this guy's dumbass idea, he pretty much literally evaded me, or not evaded. Well, he didn't go in for the kill. At my surprise, he could have easily killed me, but he decided to pay attention to one guy, which would be his ultimate downfall. And I blocked out that guy because he was going bzz. He was using the kinetic mic, and so I went up behind, gave him a whole lot of damage, gave him engine damage, but Panzer II finished him off. So we have this game in the bag, as always. And with tier 2, it's always going to be fast matches. Well, most of the time at least. So, yeah. And this T2 medium, that was its replacement. I'm trying to go after it, trying to take some shots in. I took like a few shots onto the tracks. And I was trying to reload, but Panzer II finishes off, which had a good game as well. So, 2 kills. And I reload my magazine, just shoot in the air. Because I'm a badass. So, with premium, 18,000 silver, and almost 3,000 experience and mastery badge class 2. And with 29 assist points, 37 penetration, 2 kills, 1 detected, and 408 damage. That was a good game at all. And I was the best in my team. Panzer II got 3 kills and did about 300 damage. But I had more damage than he did. Damage received 224. You can get a lot of money with this tank because the ammunition's cheap, the repairs are cheap, which is awesome. The BA Type B destroyed. Cruiser 1 did some damage onto. T2 medium did some damage onto. T18 killed, and I did majority damage on the T1E6-X1. And for our last gameplay, we are going to be going on White Park. It's going to be a short game, so just to be with it. And the loading time, it's going to be long. It's one of the biggest complaints that I have so far against the Xbox One version, but you can easily fix it. So right after this, I'm going to be fixing it as soon as I can, because well, I'll be getting into the games earlier, or actually late, I would say. So that was my biggest thing about it. But in this game, it's going to be fun. It's going to be not as, well, I would say as drama like when it came to like the one on Ensk, but it still was pretty fun and a little bit dramatic. I said a little bit. That doesn't mean entirely. But either than that, I'm going to be going to PA this week, so I am going to be doing an emergency rampage video. It'll be based on the Xbox 360 gameplay that I had. So, yay! You guys will be having a little bit of flashback. Even though I did 2 Xbox One videos, or actually 3. So, yeah. And there we go. We just started at the start, or we just went at the start, and the majority of my team is not even connecting yet. So that's a problem. Bump into the AT1 at first. AT1, I'm gonna have to get that tank back, just because it's awesome. And then I bump into the T18, and it's AFK. So smash through a tree, and then I'm gonna be trying to go on to where the railroads at, where the crossroads are at. So I'm gonna head right there, and the majority of the enemy team is gonna be on, I would say, not even close beside me, but they will be trying to get after me right after I make my appearance, and allowing me to introduce myself, especially to this Jagdpanzer 1. Or, yeah, Jagdpanzer 1. Jagdpanzer 1's a really good tank destroyer. It has a really good gun. It has good penetration. But it has bacon-like shields, or bacon-like armor, I would say. And after not even paying attention, well, he paid attention to me, took one shot, and I destroyed him in return. So, right after this, I'm just trying to figure out where the enemies are at, which ones I should take priority on. And then there's a stupid medium 2. Medium 2s are like the medium 1s. They're the tier 1s. They're horrible guns in that it's just not as good compared to like the medium 1 that you'll get in the tier 1. I would think that it's slow, it has guns, it has good guns, but it's just not really as good compared to the armor on this thing. Is like it's garbage, and you'll see right there. Killed another one, and about 24 penetrations. Oh yay. And you can see that artillery was trying to go after me, so I'm gonna stay right here. Or not. I just ran into that train, or in that cart right there. And there's another guy that's been wanting my D, the T1E6-X1. As you've seen on the last one, this one, it's not the same person, but it's just, this guy's just wanting to get me, and I don't know if he was smart or not, so I had to repair my tracks in that earlier, much earlier, as you would see. But for this, I tried to go after the Jagdpanzer, or the T1. Let's just put it at that. Freaking shots onto it, and the majority of them missed. Oh shit! And I'm in pretty much big trouble. I'm in big trouble. And I took some more shots into it. I got 77 hit points left. He could literally finish me off in one blast or one round. And I missed my thing again. What the shit? And another person came up to help me, which was awesome. He's still trying to pay attention, and it costed him. So I got the third kill. A third kill. And we've already got this in the bag. It's 13-5. Actually 14-5 right now. And the last person on their team is a Renault AC. Or FT. Yeah. FT AC. Yeah. Tier 2 French tank destroyer, which I did a review on. Did some damage onto it, but a Panzer II finished it off. So yeah. 3 kills, 35 hits, 6 crits, and a detection. So what did I get from that? 15,000 silver and almost 3,000 experience. But I did Master Badge Class 2, I got Duelist, and I got Bruiser. And I did about 48 damage that's blocked, 40 penetrations, 426 in damage, and 3 kills. Oh yeah. And I did the third best on my team, and it's not surprising on top on what is on top. So let's look at the stats on it. 426 on damage, received 173. Did a little bit on my repairs, but overall a good match indeed. Let's see what I hit. Well, if it does at least, but it was pretty good. FTAC did some damage, medium, took it away. Jagdpanzer took it away. Panzer II just only detected it, and the T1E6-X1 just destroyed it as well, and almost killed me. Let's review this tank now. Alrighty now, the T1E6-X1. This tank, as you already know, as I already mentioned several times, this tank is just another copy of the T1E6X, and yeah, it's just it only has free APCR ammunition that you can get, and not to mention it has a good camouflage, so it does have its pros onto it, but it personality, firearms wise, mobility, everything wise, besides the a little bit on the view range, or signal range, I would say, it is pretty much the same tank. So for this tank, I'm gonna have to give it a ranking of, ta-da, 8 out of 10. It's basically a more advanced version of the T1 Cunningham. It's not an effective scout, but it is really good at close range. It can do about almost around 150 to around 200 hit points in 2 seconds. It's a dangerous tank in late games, and you can kill most of these tanks within an entire clip. So you can really do really good. You can do really good with this tank. But if you do have 2-1-E6, well, you basically have 2-1-E6X's, I would recommend just selling one of them and just get some silver out of it. It's a good price, I would say, but that's just me, and I might be doing that with my other T1E6X. So vote, rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I apologize for not doing it in another video last week. I was really busy with work, but I'm going to be busy with vacation, so I am going to be doing another clip soon. So GalacticStorm saying, keep charging, bitches.